What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of the Daily Chase podcast, coming to you with speed, action, and some growth. And today, this is an interesting episode because it's the first time I'm live streaming the podcast as I record it. And you'll be listening to this on the edited version somewhere on like iTunes or wherever you're listening to it now. But today, I want to talk to you guys about an article I saw the other day on CNBC. Actually, it's on acorns.com, which is sponsored by CNBC. And the headline of the report reads, how much money you'd have it now if you invested $500 in the stock market 5 years ago. Now, this really caught my attention because, as somebody with a personal brand and working on building a brand and soon a business, the opportunity cost of $500 is so significant, especially when you're a small business or, just getting started in building your brand, building your business. And so I had to click on the article immediately. And so let me just read a little bit of it here to you guys. It says, it's been a wild ride in the U.S. stock market recently, and August has been several days of dramatic swings higher or lower. And the recent bout of choppiness is a good reminder of why it's helpful to view stocks as a long-term investment. 5 years is about the minimum amount of time that many experts recommend you should plan to be invested in stocks. That's because the market is more likely to fluctuate in short term, meaning you could lose money. Over long periods of time, though, it's always turned higher again. Still, the past 5 years has been good for investors and part of one of the best decades ever. If you had invested in an ETF, an exchange traded fund that tracks the performance of the S&P 500 on August 5th, 2014, that would be worth, and before I say it, what's your guess? Hit me in the comments, hit me in the whatever, wherever you can do that. Take a wild guess about what the value would be. I actually did a poll today. Let me go over the poll that I did today. You can get an idea of what some other people were thinking. Let's see. Oh no, it disappeared. I got to go to my archives real quick. Archives, boom. Stories, boom. So where'd it go? All right, here we go. I made a post about this on my Instagram. I did a little quiz, and the options were 800, 733, $1,048, or $1,237. Take your guess now before I share it. Just to let you know, the number one answer we had from Instagram was $1,048, which is more than double. The second leading answer was $1,237, which is, I don't know how many percentages. The third one was $800, and the last one was $733. So those answers got those votes in that order. So pick your amount, and I'm about to share it in 3, 2, 1. So let me read this again. If you had invested $500 in the ETF that tracks the performance of the S&P 500 on August 15th, 2014, that would be worth about $800 as of August 15th, 2019. According to calculations by growth, that works out to be a return of more than 60%. Wow, unbelievable. 12% year, 5 years in a row. Unbelievable. Let's keep reading. It says, rather than calculating the change in prices, which is almost 50% in that time frame, we've calculated the total return. That assumes you reinvested the dividends you earned each quarter. Wow, that's kind of bad. It says, when you own an ETF for boo 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 ba. All right, screw the rest of this article. But wow, that's assuming you invested the dividends. That's pretty not great. I mean, here's why I'm not a big fan. Because first of all, let's just start off with the fact that you're investing $500 into the stock market. Like 12%, I'm sure on $500,000 is great. But, 12% on $500, you're not, 5 years later, you have $800. It's not life-changing, right? And so that's why, this whole idea is investing into the market when you have zero money is just not ideal to me, because not only did you make only $300, assuming you reinvested the dividends. I wonder what the number would be if you didn't reinvest the dividends. Probably not so high. It probably would have been closer to that 700 answer that I had in the Instagram poll. But what else is frightening is the fact that Jim Cramer, if he's a big guy on CNBC, he talks about stocks. He said that everything, this is wild. He says everything seems like a trap now. And he's warning about mixed signals in the stock market. Here are some of the key points. It says investors should be careful not to buy or sell stocks based on last week's brief inversions of the yield curve and the bond market. Cramer is skeptical about buying Monday's 300-point Dow advance shortly after the open on Wall Street. And he literally said, everything seems like a trap now. He contends it was a trap to sell off the inverted, and now they have to go back on the uninverted. And so you really have to ask yourself, do you want your $500 or your life savings that you've been working for your entire life or whatever going into a place where everything is a trap now? According to one of the guys that's pretty big in the industry. Personally, I don't want to do it because the opportunity cost of the $500 is so great. Over 5 years, you could have turned that $500 probably into $500,000 through your personal business, through your brand, right? Now, 5 years ago, I was 17. Okay, so don't hold this against me. I wasn't really in this world that I am now today. I'm only 22 right now. But I do want to talk to you about some of the options you could have done, what you could have done with the $500 instead of investing in the stock market 5 years ago. In fact, you could have made an investment over the weekend that literally would have returned over 400%. It's insane. Now, this is the funny thing about this is it's a tangible asset. So that's really great. And like I said, it would have been over 400%. And this is the product that literally came out on Saturday. So this is Monday. You're listening on Tuesday. It's like 2 or 3 days ago. And listen to this. You could have bought this product for retail. Okay, look at the retail price is $160. So let's say you took your $500, and let's just round it up because I did the math. If you have $500, you can, including taxes, because after taxes in California, these come out to about $175. I'll share with you what they are after we do all the math here. But $500 by 175, you could have bought about 2.8. So if you had like $550, you could have got three of these. So let's just call it 550. So if you have $550, holy smokes! Actually, you could have more than 400%ed your money because let's see, bang. So if you bought 3 of these on Saturday, you could have literally sold them today for more than you would have made in the stock market over 5 years. Oh my God. So look at this. So $160 times 3 is like a little less than 550. So you have a $500 investment on Saturday. Now Saturday was, let's see. Saturday. That was what date? Dang it. Where is the calendar? I switched my phone around, so I lost everything. All right, here we go. That was the 17th, and you could have sold it today. Right now, this product that you could have bought for $160 on Saturday is right now selling for $1,129. Literally more than the most popular answer on my Instagram poll. So if we were to have 3 of these and sell 3 of these, that's 1,100. That's literally $3,387. And you could have made that in 2 days. You could have turned your $550 into $3,387. And this is not like crypto. This is probably something, if you're listening to this, you probably won't even guess what this is because This isn't really even in my realm or your realm. If you're listening to this, you're probably not your realm. This is the only reason I know about this is because of my brother DB Resells. Look him up on Instagram. He actually has got me curious about this marketplace. And so what I'm actually talking about right now is a Jordan 1 shoe, like a shoe, guys. Okay, if you don't know, there's like a big culture of shoe collectors and reselling shoes and this, that, and the other thing. And so this shoe literally came out on Saturday the 17th, and it is now selling for $1,129. Let me just do the math on that. That's like a 600% return in 2 days. That is unbelievable. Now, I will admit, obviously, that, and just by the way, this is one option that you could take. Now, the thing about doing this, obviously, it's not going to be super passive. But the great thing is that there's people like my brother, hashtag or at DB Resells. I'm really promoting him hard this episode. DB Resells, who will actually do this. He's like a shoe broker. So if you want to make an investment, he can actually help you do that. And it's kind of exclusive, so it's not guaranteed. But he brokers shoes. And so it's great because they have like a value, like some of the shoes are more valuable than others, obviously. And they like are physical, tangible assets, which is cool. They're not cryptocurrency. And you can make 600% returns in 2 days. I mean, not all of them are like that, but there's some pretty consistent profit to be made, even hundreds of dollars. Like when my brother was in town for a month, we bought like 6 pairs of these one shoes that came out, and we made like 300 between just like 3 pairs. We sold like 2 or 3 for $100 profit. And so like, bam, you're just beating the stock market in 2 days a week. And we sold those 3 pairs within like 2 weeks. And they're actually way higher now. They're like, if we held on to them, we probably would be making like $175 profit right now. So this shoe game, or even just flipping in general, it doesn't have to be shoes. Like you could have taken $500 and flipped it to probably 500,000 in the last 5 years, if we're being honest. But again, that's not passive, so I understand. But the point is like, if you only have $500, you can't afford to be investing into anything passive because you got no money, right? Like here's all these things that you could be doing and making a heck of a whole lot more money to instead of leaving it in the stock market for 5 years and making $300. That's absolutely absurd. And so another thing that you could have done with that money is you could have spent it on marketing for your brand. You could have bought a course. Like I literally bought a social media marketing course from Tai Lopez back in like 2017. It was like $1,000. And I like 8x that investment because I ended up getting a client for 8 months that paid me $1,000. So I 7x that return or that investment. Right. So I ended up making $7,000 from the $8,000 or profited $7,000 from the $1,000 investment. And so the point is like, there's no need. And personally, like I wouldn't even want to risk $500 in the stock market. Like I'll be honest with you guys. I actually have a Robinhood account and I have actually put absolutely zero money in there. I only have my free stock. I like swing trade my free stock. I'm actually up like, let's see, I'm down this month, but I was up like 20% at one point. But I'm just not willing to put any of my hard-earned money in the stock market, especially when Jim Cramer on CNBC says everything's a trap. That just doesn't sound like a fun place to put all of my hard-earned money. I don't know about you. Maybe that's your thing. I mean, here's what I would say, and here's my personal opinion. Okay. If you're going to invest in all that stuff, the stock market, at least wait until you're an accredited investor where, obviously you can put more than $500 in the market. Because if all you can put is $500, you got a lot more work to do. I'll tell you that. And so I would just wait until you're like an accredited investor. I've talked about that before in a previous episode. So accredited investor, if you didn't hear that episode, go back and listen to that one. But accredited investor means that you make over $200,000 a year for 2 years consecutively, and then you're on track to do over 200,000 in your third year, or you just have $1 million net worth. That's what it means to be an accredited investor. So if you're going to like invest in the stock market, I would just say wait until you're an accredited investor, because then you can probably, making 12% on 500,000 sounds a lot better. And if it would have turned into 800,000, that sounds a heck a lot better than 12% on $500. I'm sorry. And so that's I think we're gonna that's really the episode today. Just talking about just my thoughts, I guess, on the article that I saw. And so if you want to like learn how you can make some pretty cool passive income investing, or like brokering, or I don't know how to call it, we're still figuring it out. Me and my brother are going to create a shoe broker business. So if you want to like give a couple $100 or $1,000 or a couple $1,000, my brother, he can like flip it. When he was here in town, he actually produced about 20% in profit with he ended up making $1,000 profit on $5,000 in revenue, which was just like churned. So it was like he started with like $1,000 and turned it into $5,000 revenue, and then turned it into $1,000 profit. So that was pretty cool. And that was him even going quick. Like he wasn't even trying to hold the stuff for maximum profit. He was just trying to keep money and keep liquidity, keep money so that he could keep buying and making smaller profit margins. But that's what he does. And so that's what this episode is going to be about. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. I'm looking forward to a lot of industries like the sneaker industry, esports, cannabis, cryptocurrency. These are all things that I plan on covering in the podcast. And also, I said I'm going to be having some guests on, hopefully. And I found this really cool, awesome website/app. It's called Get Vocal. I'm actually streaming on there right now. You might be watching this on Facebook, or you might be listening on a podcast platform. I'm live streaming this right now, and I'm probably going to edit it and then throw it up. So if you want to watch like a video version of this or something, or just YouTube, I'll do that for you as well. But got this really cool video platform that I've really fallen in love with. A friend showed to me, and I'm excited to be using this. So if you're a content creator yourself, you're listening to this, check out getvocal.com. It's has a lot of potential. It's still pretty young and ground floor, it feels like. So I'm excited to grow with the platform. But I think we're going to keep this episode pretty short today. I plan on having a guest this week or next week, and we're going to be talking about another asset, because as you know, my number one asset, in my opinion, is attention. But I'm going to bring a guest on who has another opinion. And so that's going to be super fun to get a perspective from him. And he disagrees with me and kind of agrees. It's like a back and forth thing. So that's going to be fun. We're going to be doing that live on Vocal. And I look forward to sharing that podcast with you. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you guys so much. See ya.